Good evening, folks. It is Monday night, and this is the return of Behind the Code. Now, this may not still be weekly. It might not even be bi-weekly. It may not even be bi-monthly, but we are somewhat back. Um, I will try and make sure to, if I do decide to do it, get it scheduled early. Make sure I announce it on Nevermind the Furthermore in the morning. But we are back for right now. We do have a new page to set up. Um, and we do have Grant's show tonight, starting in just under an hour. So, as usual, we will be signing off here at about the 55-minute mark, just to give people time to be able to go use the restroom, get something to drink, not necessarily in that order, and give them time to get over to Grant's show. So, with that, as always, we do have with me Dawn.
Hi.
And I know the one thing everybody wants to see is how NDCD has been doing.
Yeah, okay.
Um, so for the week, I mean, today's actually been somewhat busy. 2 visitors, 11 views, 7 visitors, and 8 views back on the 13th. Over the last few months, I mean, we've had some decent months here. So
Yeah.
April was pretty good, 40 visitors, 295 views, 46 and 153 so far for this month. And year to date, we're at 296 visitors and 1,001 page views. So I think
And
we're
I
going
know
to be
there's
able to
a lot
be on
going,
track for last year's still. So
and there's a lot going on. I know right now the site's kind of like I'm telling everybody, it's in an overhaul.
yeah, it's in a
So,
bit of a flux.
it has some growing pains. It's growing, and that's part of it is that as it grows, it has to metamorphosize into other things.
Oh, the
Things
bad. Yeah, I need to. I need to figure out a way to be able to uh, afford a better hosting service for it. That'll alleviate some of the pains. The other pains is just trying to get some of these plugins to work with each other again, which really is nothing I can do about it because I don't have access to their base code, nor do I really need to learn PHP and all that fun stuff because I don't have the mental capacity to learn anything else right now.
you saw it today when somebody goes, "Well, who's this Joe guy that popped up when Nick froze?" And it was like,
Yeah,
he said this and this and this and this. I just kept typing stuff. But I'm going to put this up here. You said, and we know it's a $40 one-time fee to sign up, and that is beyond inexpensive. So I'm going to put this out there. If anybody wants to give you a donation to go towards any of the hosting and things like that to keep it going, that's where you can tip Joey. I mean, I have a lot of tips for Joey, but monetary tips are very greatly appreciated.
but do they pop off like Zach Rocket? Anyway, we're going to play from Dan's second helping album tonight. And it's the third one down. So that's 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to do track 4, Vortex Manipulator. So, and if you guys couldn't tell, I'm setting up Brian Rodman's page today.
Oh, and if you look at the bottom right now, it's scrolling where you can go buy in Indie CD merchandise too. Is that up and running yet? I'm guessing that's
Hey, that's still up.
cool. That's another way to support Joey is get your Indie CD merchandise. I have a hoodie and a t-shirt.
I'll be darned. I totally forgot I had that going.
Because you have nothing else going. We know.
Oh yeah, no, nothing else going on in my head.
So I hope your wife's ankle is doing okay.
It's doing better. I mean, she's able to walk on it. it twinges a little bit, but I mean, she's able to walk on it, so
that's good.
it's one of those things that'll take a little bit of time to fully heal, and as long as she remains good,
Well, this is your wifey poo we're talking about.
Right, I know.
I'm dropping the links here real quick.
Thank you.
Give me one more second here. And then I'll get into the comments because it looks like we got some comments coming in.
Yep. Nice to see everybody here tonight.
Yes. See, they missed you, Joey.
They still get to see me on Wednesday nights.
Oh, there's not too much. You can never get too much, Joey.
I need help.
Okay. Well, you ready for me to get into some comments?
Sure.
Okay. And I the last I heard is that Brian that he said some stuff going on too. So his kitty cat is home. One of his kitty cats has been not feeling well. So go support Brian too. We've got a lot of people that need support right now.
Yes.
So okay. First to the door was Foxy. Good evening, Foxy. And Dan was not far behind. And Foxy, sorry that they missed things this morning. You were being helpful. You were doing your good deed of the day. So thank you for that. Helping out the in-laws. Greetings from Donna. And hello, Donna. And Donna said the same. Foxy, you guys are being good kids for your in-laws. And Carl is greeting everyone and says no worries. And Donna's greeting her hubby. Dan's got a new phone that arrived. It's charging now, but he won't activate it till tomorrow. That's probably smart, as Carl has said. You don't need to stress yourself tonight. And they're going to have to walk him through the swap over so I can keep my numbers and contacts and messages. We're not going to even go into last time I got a phone, how many messages I had to delete before we could even transfer. It was bad.
Yeah, whenever I get a new phone, and I love that, Apple's made it a lot easier to transfer between one iPhone to another, but also T-Mobile will just run through the whole process for you, and they hook it up to their Wi-Fi network to do it. I've learned that when I upgrade my phone, it's best to just go walk around the rest of the mall for about an hour and a half, because it takes that long for them to transfer all my crap. And then I normally have to remind them that I run the beta, so a lot of stuff won't transfer.
Oh, Lord.
Well, they don't get many people that, in there that run the beta of the Apple software, so...
Trey's joining us. Hello, Trey. Hopefully your foot's up with some ice and you are hooking or cuddling with cats.
She had talked about doing a little stream before my show started, and I never saw it start.
Huh. Well, there is a chance I'll be working on Hendrix tomorrow, probably finishing it off. Probably. No promises. Today I was running
you're down to just the white, aren't you?
Pretty much, yeah. And today I was too busy running around looking for blasters and ended up with a chair.
Looking for blasters and ended up with a chair.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just making sure I heard that right.
Oh, and the blasters too, for that matter. And Donna is greeting Trey and hoping that she's doing better. And you said our boss wouldn't let her do anything, so she got dawned. Are you saying there was a dawning today?
Oh, very much so.
I know that there was talk of paracord and NTF this morning. I think paracord was brought up a couple times. Carl's greeting Trey, and she said, mostly have a pretty bruise right now. Ooh. And Carl said, better safe than sorry. Correct. And Donna said, the Witzman dude is such a good first husband. He went and got me some more ice for my water. Aw, that was nice. And Trey was not billy goating today. Good. Thesis says, joining us, he says, evening all, parents are dropped off, and then we had a nice lunch date before heading home. Nice.
Nice.
You know, that is, you gotta have some of those, like, impromptu, just time alone thingies like that. It was weird. We had the hot water heater break. We had to go get a part for it, 45 minutes from here. And it was dead of winter. We drove there, got the part, and then went for dinner someplace we'd never been before and came home. And it was like, that was a nice little date. Now I'll get the hot water going. Foxy does not know what happened because she was not part of the chat this morning because she was doing her daughter-in-law duties. And greetings to Thesis. And Carl said, thanks for the advert, Donna. Nice Thesis. And Fox said the food was good. Trey, okay, so those who don't know, Trey caught her foot in a hole while she was stepping back at practice and twisted her ankle. It seems like it's bruised the outside of my foot, luckily. So are we saying that the Nick field is growing to be outside of the house and beyond electronics now?
No. And the reason for that is because that is just a common occurrence at every year, like the first practice of the year. Somebody ends up getting injured in some way, shape, or form.
Okay. And Trey is greeting Thesis and Foxy. And Carl says, ouch. Yes, that sounds ouchy. And Donna said, you should always treat yourself after doing something nice for someone. I know, that's fun. Life's too short. Let's be nice. And Carl said that will require a wrap for tomorrow, probably. Fox said, ouchie. And Donna said, dang, Trey, stop being me. Or any of us. And Foxy goes, I think we're all there, Donna. Because Foxy picked over flat cement the other day. Oof, I've done that before, too. Trey said there has been elevating frozen beans and healing purrs. Yes. And make sure you get those healing purrs. I really believe they work. I really believe that George is one reason my neck fused as well as it did when I had my neck surgery, because he'd sit there and just cuddle with me and purr. So, speaking of cats, it's Buddy and Georgette's third gotcha day today, third year. I'm so excited. And of course they're not here. That's okay. Trey said, ouch. And Foxy said, yes, frozen veggies are nice and ouchies. I do peas because lightweight. Yes, I do peas as well. We have a box of peas in our freezer that say do not eat.
Yeah, we had a bag of frozen Great Northern beans that had been had gone through more freeze-thaw cycles than Northwest Indiana does in the winter.
Well, and with all my different surgeries and stuff like that, it's just been easier just to have those veggies there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hack into you, but put some peas on afterwards. Donna's saying that Fox had surgery on my left middle toe because it bent under me so much I was tripping out. Ow. You know, that is one of my fears, is that I do have a toe that's going down from my RA and it drags once in a while. Anyways. Carl said, we have a bunch of those cold compress things in the freezer. Sadly, most of them are frozen together. Someday we will defrost that freezer. And then if anybody needs real ice packs, I gotcha, because I used to get 3 a month until the insurance, blah, blah, blah. It's here nor there. But I probably have close to 40 to 50 ice packs. If anybody needs any, let me know. Foxy has not had foot surgery, but her toes next to the little ones have been broken many times and are kind of bent sideways. Yeah, Carl goes ahead to make shoe buying hard. And Foxy said, not really, unless they're narrow fit. Carl's saying, good. Which she mostly avoids for Squish is bad. Squish is only good when I'm working on a puzzle.
Yeah.
Squish. Oh, why do I have a feeling somebody's going to do something with Squish now? Donna said that she
I'm
was
not saying that I might, figure out how to work Squish into an ad for your streams, but I didn't have that idea until you just said that.
I need to learn to keep my mouth shut.
Especially around me.
Well, around all of y'all. And Donna saying that she was astounded to learn that it could be partially fixed with surgery. When she was a kid, the doctors told my mom I'd probably have to have both middle toes amputated someday. Well, glad they were both going to fix it. She went to the podiatrist expecting amputation. When she told me to think about having surgery, I was like, no need to think about it. Yep, I'd go for it. And Fox said, right, you can fix this up. Okay, sign me up. And she's like, it's a little turned under, but at least I'm not tripping on anymore. Exactly. And Foxy says, hi, Joe.
Howdy.
Donna says, okay, folks, don't forget to like and share. I know you're subscribed. Did I like? Yep, I did.
I didn't.
They're blasphemous. And here we go. And Donna is saying hey to you and to me. And so is Carl. Hello, hello. And Texas Dave is joining us. Hello, Houston Dave. Houston, Texas Dave. Houston Dave. I like calling you that. And he's saying good evening. Good evening. And greetings to Dave from Carl and Foxy. And Michaela is joining us as well. Hello, Michaela.
Good evening, Michaela.
And Carl said Mr. Rodman joined. Very good. He joined a while ago, but with all the stuff happening, he kind of had a delay, didn't he, in getting everything to you?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, he had a few more pressing matters than getting this over, which is totally understandable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm glad that I can't wait to get my memoirs book. I know he's had some issues with the shipping, so I'm being very calm, or very patient with it, because he's keeping us in the loop of what's happening. That's what's important. And Carl's greeting Michaela, and Donna's greeting Dave and Michaela, and Dave is greeting Foxy and Carl and everybody else. I'm assuming because it's etc. I'm assuming we're all in that etc.
Etc. Etc. Etc.
And apparently something happened at 7:06 that necessitated Donna hashtagging not the green room.
Oh, when we were talking about the tips popping.
Oh, yep, there we go. Yep, that would do it.
Yep.
And greetings from Thesis to Dave. Yep, that's what Donna's saying.
So we're about 20 minutes in. I think I'm going to run our first ad here. And we will be back in just a couple minutes here, folks. We're going to run 2 ads.
From the moment Security Chief Michael Fassino heard her lilting voice, he was smitten with the Irish lady in distress. But what's invaded his home station at Caladar? And what's that Irish voice doing in his head?
You can find all of Donna Carlene's books on Lulu.com. Find out more about her on the NDCD page at ndcd.org.
Hi, I'm Lori Calcaterra from the Tuesday Morning Brew, and I have a hot take for you. My friends, I am tired of remix, reboot, recycle, sequel, prequel. Aren't you? Like, where is all the new stuff? I want to know what's new in comics, in movies, in novels, and music. But for that, my friend, you gotta go to indie. Here on the Tuesday Morning Brew, we like to go right to the source. I interview indie creators, writers, artists, musicians, novelists, actors, you name it. They're all on the show, and it helps us keep a pulse on what's new, what's poppin', and what people are passionate about. Join us on Roku every week and other platforms live on Tuesdays. And no matter if you're drinking coffee, tea, or the tears of your readers, make sure you tune in to the Tuesday Morning Brew.
I forgot that ad was only a minute. I was still trying to chew on some of the chips I was eating.
Just remember to swallow.
No, we don't spit in this household. Anyways, track number 2, New Orleans Mud.
Which is, I think, where our brains are right now.
All right.
And Dave's getting some popcorn and soda, and he's turning the lights down. Oh, we could have timed that.
Oh my.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Dave is pretty inflated pieces. And Dan had to run for a second to turn the AC on, and he's saying hi to everyone that he missed. Dave says, I have merch. You have merch? We have merch. Joey has merch. There is the link if you want to do donations. And Carl saying hoodies, sweatshirts, etc. There's like a wine tumbler on there and a candle. It's not one of Joey's candles, but a candle. A little notebook, which I think the little notebook is pretty damn cool. And if you want to find that, that's where the shop is, or you can go to ndcd.org and where'd it go? Go to become a member, and it'll give you an option to donate or to a merch store.
Is that
Sorry,
where
I did.
that?
You what?
I don't even remember where I hid stuff on my own damn site anymore.
You've got a lot. The thing is, there's a lot going on Indie CD. There is so much going on. It's awesome, though. Thesis says, be careful with ankles, man. I thought one was fine walking on everything, and then I found out I had a chip in my ankle bone. Oof, this happened many years ago, but still. I was supposed to do a Tough Mudder. I broke 2 toes very close together. I wanted to know if there was any other damage inside, so they did an x-ray of my foot. And the doctor's like, you could do the Tough Mudder because you just have 2 broken toes, but it's not something I would suggest if you want your toes to heal. And then he proceeded to say, when did you break your ankle or break your foot? I was like, huh? Apparently there was a break in my foot that had healed. I don't remember having a broken foot. Carl's saying, too much, Joey? Still not the green room. Donna's saying, I gotta figure out what sizes I need now. Yeah, I'm bragging. At least 2 sizes smaller than last time I bought something. Maybe 3. Awesome, Donna. That is congratulations.
Very nice.
And Carl said, Mr. Stanley is home. Great news. The last I heard, he is. Yes. And I don't mean to like feel like I'm gossiping about members of Indie CD. We just have a lot going on. And I like to share when there's good news or when there's something that people may need some reaching out for extra vibes, prayers, whatever you say. Maybe go, buy a book or something from them if they're an author. Buy something from them just as that extra little bump of not only financial gain, but a little bump of what's the word I'm looking for, Joey? Help me here.
Oh.
Thank you. Not the ego stroke, but just a little bit of good news, a little bit of happy vibes. Michaela is currently working with a business coach. This is scary. Well, good luck with that. And Carl saying, I bet Michaela. Katie saying, hey, you folks. Hey, yeah, Katie from Donna and me. Carl said, last phone, I switched from one Google Pixel to a new one, and it all did the swap automatically. It should have. I just had too much stuff on there. Carl saying, hey, Kitty. And Donna said, hopefully our washer will be repaired tomorrow. Yay!
Nice.
Congratulations. Carl said chair. Dawn said chair. Come on, say chair, Joey.
Chair. Which actually, I saw in my notifications, speaking of that, I believe Houston Dave had commented on, I think, one of the Scanning His Munsey episodes saying you guys need to do another one.
I know. Carl's been trying to Keisha me into it, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Monday nights are definitely open. Just saying.
I know. But up until, okay. And I had whatever that pain was until we figured out that my heart was not going to, like, go right there. Now I'm catching up on all the crap I didn't do when I was feeling like crap. So that's how that goes. Michaela is saying hey to Kitty, and Thesis goes, we saw a store in the mall that would have Nick drooling all Nerf mods all the time.
Ooh.
Bet he is. And Trey said she got very dawned. And
how you know we are a group of creatives, and most of which are authors, that you can take something and turn it into an adjective or a verb, or just yeah.
Because we've already Keisha and Dawn tonight. But you know what? It works. And hi, Casey. I don't know if you're still with us. I hope you are. You know that we get behind on the comments. I hope you are feeling better. You were, having a kind of a rough day there. Hopefully Bud took care of you like he's supposed to. He is one of the main people that handles the Twitch feed for Furball Farm.
Nice.
And Dave is asking what you're working on. And I did see that Carl had said that Brian Rodman joined ndcd.org, so Joe's designing his page to bring attention to his books. Yes, and his artistry. He's a very talented guy. And I know with the kitty, he's one of them that could use that extra little bump of extra, maybe a book, if you have a commission, something like that. Mike Jimmy's getting back into the swing of things. We need to do a thread of people that need that extra little push. Let's see here. And Trey is saying happy gotcha day to Buddy and Georgette. I can't get these picture of Buddy. He's being a butt, but I got a cute one of Georgette. I'm so proud of those guys. Foxy said, aw, happy adoption day. And Dave saying nice to you doing your stuff here for Brian. Carl goes, if you go to that page, you will find books and art pieces that we have done. Yes, and that'll take you to the links to all of to Lulu, where you can get your books too. Dave said squish is Munsey. It's also puzzle time. Squish. Kimmy saying, speaking of book thesis, and I'm going to the next one. Nope. Fox said no phone. I am not still in Provo. And Carl goes, she is not going to let that go, Thesis. And Thesis says that he is aware of that to Carl and that he is working on it. And Donna is going to have an update in a couple weeks, waiting now on a proof copy for my new book. Yes!
Nice.
And she's saying thank you for running her ad.
Not a problem.
If you're a member of NDCD and you have an ad, send it to us. And Houston Dave loved the music in the ad. Donna says, Dave, If you like sci-fi, you'll like my book. It's B5, but with the leprechauns. And he wants to know what are some of your favorite book series to read.
Mine?
Just I think it was kind of for everybody.
Oh. Well, let's see. Flutter and Dart, HTML5 and CSS. What happened?
I nothing. I got nothing on that.
No, that's the bad thing is, like, I have bought a ton of books, and, you know, I just don't have the time to read.
I have a lot.
So it's like I bought Dan Hollifield's latest book. I got an ebook form.
A Disposable Man?
Yep. And I've managed to get through the first 3 chapters. 2 chapters? 3 chapters, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just, like, literally the only time I've had to read it was when I've been going to my field office and I go over to Chili's for lunch and I pull it up on my iPad and I sit there and read it while I eat.
That works.
You know, that's otherwise, like, I haven't read, well, besides Carl's The Mad Gasser and Mad Gasser Returns, I don't think I've read, it'd probably been about 6-7 years since I'd actually last read a book.
So in other words, we need to leave Joey alone so he can get NBCD done, and that way he can read books.
You're funny. You think I'd actually still have time to read books? That's cute.
I can try. And Carl said, I need to get on Lori's show, reach outside our circle. Yes, Lori is an absolute sweetheart. She's an absolute doll. Did you see what I got from her Kickstarter?
Sorry, I coughed right as you were talking.
Did you see what I got from her in her latest Kickstarter?
I don't even know what her latest Kickstarter is.
Well, she does Path of the Pale Rider. It is a comic book series, which she started it before 2020. And so people were like, oh, it's very COVID-y. And she's like, it was started before 2020. So let's see if I can find the picture that... Mm-hmm. Hey, look, there's the torch, the purple torch. Notice I didn't finish that. We went there, Dada. They were out of the purple ones. Okay, hold on here. I just want to do this first. Look at it's my babies. I brought them over here. I hope you're not mad.
That's fine.
Nick Tuckert. And I'm gonna add this one here real quick too, and you can delete this one after today if you want.
So you can always just, like, if there's something not in this brand, just switch to the brand that has it.
Well, now I already added it, so that is what Path of the Pale Rider.
Okay.
So basically, die. You cannot die, but you will. My brain ain't working. You won't die, but you'll mold. Is what I'm trying to say. Your body will deteriorate, but you won't die. There's no death. Death is broken. It's a concept that's just amazing. So, yes.
Hmm.
If you get a chance, she's on Tuesday mornings. I need to get back into her show, too. I used to watch it quite often. Unfortunately, Thesis said, if you get on her show, Carl, you can see if she wants to get on Tea Time, since Dawn mentioned her last Wednesday. Yes, because she also does swordplay and martial arts and those type of things as well.
I never knew she did that.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Hold on. This calls for...
Oh, I love that. So Donna is listing some of her favorite author series for Dave: Rex Stout, Mary Stewart, Charlotte Armstrong, Steve Allen, yes, the actor, he wrote mysteries, Agatha Christie, Robert B. Parker. Pause to take breath. Should I continue? Carl is saying for sure. And Nick's like, hello all, just skated in. And Dave's saying nice. And there's greetings and greetings and greetings and a whole lot of greetings to Nick. Nick, you are loved. And Foxy goes, now you can tell him Thesis about the store. Donna said, I have about 15 authors, Donna including our Rising Tide group, that I collect mostly mystery, fantasy, sci-fi, and horror. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Nick said that your chair was melt-worthy, Joey. Come on, do it. Do it. Agger. Thank you. And Carl's like, David's right. New Munzie's show. I know. Dave said Cup of Z might be a good topic. Ooh, that's a lot. You know what? It would be neat to get Carl and Dave on for Cup of Z chat. Hey,
Yeah,
Dave, have you thought about coming on a show?
Yeah, getting both of them on would probably be good.
Yeah. And Donna is chanting Munzie show, Munzie show, Munzie show. Nick said Cup of Z sounds like a chimp barista.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not. That's hilarious. Carl goes, good call, Dave. That's what I was planning on. Whole show about Cup of Z. Because I was saying that's called wordsmithing. And Nick is saying all Nerf mods all the time. I think Nick just probably exploded into happiness.
Amanda, if you haven't done so already, you may need to grab Nick a towel. Just saying.
Probably. And Casey is showing them. I love this. This is one of the little emotes. I love this one. He swings his butt around in a circle. Dan goes, we can turn anything into everything but cash. There's truth with that. Carl's like, we like squishing words, Michaela. Squish. And Casey says, Bud is good to me. So he's got a kitty cat named Bud. I have a kitty cat named Buddy. So Dave pulled out a Nerf gun and he's aiming at Nick and he's going, pew, 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 pew. Here, let me go out to my car and get one of the 5 I bought today. And Thesis said, yes, Nick. They had at least a dozen 3D printers going while we walked past, and the walls were covered with Nerf blasters. Dang.
Wow.
Nick said, sorry it took so long to get in. Apparently a 60-mile-per-hour speed limit equated to 45 to 50 because someone saw a single deer. I'd probably be one of those. Nick's great oogly moogly Thesis. He is. He's got to be drooling. Foxy goes, we should have gotten a picture. If you know what the name of the store is, see if they have a site.
Yeah.
Donna's got 4 books going on at all times. 1 in the John, 1 by the bed, 1 at the dining room table, and 1 in the purse for times of waiting.
There you go.
I can do 2 books at a time. I can do a nonfiction and a fiction, but I can't do more than that. And Thesis said, sadly, my favorite shop has closed, but there were several new game shops opened instead. Well, that's good. And Carl said, I'm honored, Joe, that you chose my books to read. And Thesis says, if I wasn't so broke, I would have all the books from Indie CD, folks. I get it, Thesis. I absolutely get it. Nick is answering Dave's question. The Drizzt, I can't say it, but just Drizzt. The Dresden Files, the Serrated Edge books, the Heralds of Baltimore, the Elemental Master series, Anita Blank, Vampire Hunter D. Guys are making me we're getting to that point where I'm going to start talking fast, huh?
Yeah, we got about 13 minutes.
Yeah, Donna goes, I don't care if they're out, Dawn. I have my purple ass torch. It sits by my computer.
Nice. Actually, let's move this over here. So I'm actually looking at you guys rather than, looking off to the right here.
Yeah, we get it. Dan says, I have to say, when I got Carl Somerton Handbook, I stayed up all night reading it. That is a good one. I like how he put those little details of, like, fit them in, and then went toward the end, like, oh, that makes, that's how that, okay. I like that. Carl is thanking Dan, and he's saying, nice, Nick. Trey goes, you won't die, but you'll mold you. What is it called? Come on, my brain is not working.
Moldy oldie? I don't know.
When you die and you start to deteriorate. It's specific.
Decay?
Thank you, God. Hey, it's been a long day. And yes, that it is. That is the exact word I'm looking for. You can decay.
Oh, decompose.
Well, you decay. But decompose. Yeah. Wow, it's been a day, huh? Nick
Well,
said,
I kind of sprung the show on you too, so I mean.
The more you know. We've already seen the squeegee of knowledge.
Which Tosh does have a copy of that now, and she plans on incorporating that into her stream.
Atta girl. Good. It's true though. These is saying probably faster dimension, which we don't read. And Nick said, sorry, librarian, Monster Hunters International. Dan has bought over 12,000 books in his time. There's been less than 12 I couldn't finish. Dang. I think nice. I have. Nick has a few martial arts manuals, just a few though. Nick, is the Catapult book considered a martial art manual? And Dave said, maybe this summer I could stop by and chat about Munzie. You should. Anytime you want to do a show, you and... Okay, how about this? Dave, Carl, you two chat, get a date, see if it works for me, and we'll do it. And Nick said, remind me Wednesday about Cup of Z. Writing prompt, drawing prompt. Who wrote it down? Who's got it?
Not me.
Usually Foxy's really good at the writing prompt, or the not writing prompts, but the art prompts. So we're putting that one on you, Foxy.
And if you're an author needing a writing prompt, check out aphelion-webzine.com.
Yes. Carl said, friend one of us on Facebook and we'll get it done, Dave. And I say, that would be great, Dave. And summer's not that far away. No, it's not. Oh, Nick is saying that towel. He needs a mop, a squeegee, and a shop vac. Well, we do have. I have to just because.
Oh, you got to make sure that the shop vac, is one of the wet and dry vacs. Unless you hit in a certain age and then it just comes out as a powder. But,
where is the squeegee of knowledge over here?
Oh, it's right here. It's right beneath the outro. I moved it up towards the top because I figured we're going to be using it a lot.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I see it now. Yeah, said you did move it on me. That happens. Hey. Nick called me a Nerf goddess.
Well, there's worse things you could be called.
I'll take Nerf goddess. And Dave friended Carl on Facebook. Apparently I scare him. I don't blame him. Carl saying nice. And Carl said, you better switch to the Micro Machines voice to finish. Ready, set, go. And Nick is easily bribed when folks know my weaknesses. Nerf, weapons, game stuff, smoky voice, torch singers, Elvira, Fey-blooded friends of mine. Shirts that have cryptids on them.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, because the shirts with cryptids are just selfies.
I know. Did you see his shirt today?
I did.
I was purchased from Meyer when we were there for NBCD Con. I'm like, will he get mad or will he laugh? Chris looked at me and goes, he'll laugh. So, of course, we had to get it. Let's see. And Carl's saying, again, ew. I mean, okay, to the point where she puts this in a question. You have to eat because if you're alive and you haven't been killed, then you have to eat. But all the food you eat, like it's a hamburger, but it's not dead. Do you eat it?
Yeah, so it's a little more on the rare side than medium rare.
Yeah. Again, ew, but. And Thesis says, have you had a chance to look over the Chinese manual that he sent Nick? I mean, more than you did on Friday. And Nick said, yes, siege weapons are a martial art. I've sent a book now to Thesis, and I've sent one to Nick about martial arts. So
Nice.
And Terry said, Nick let me geek out over it when I was at their house. Thesis, so nice. Awesome. And Thesis says, excellent. Did I do that right?
Excellent.
I didn't watch a lot of Simpsons, but I thought it was. Nick said, I am loving the manual of references that is planned for late tonight and tomorrow. Awesome. And hashtag ally to cryptid. Hashtag cryptids are or were people too.
I think that's a good note to end on.
I think so too, especially. Well done.
So we got about 10 minutes until Grant's show starts. Thank you all for coming here tonight. And like I said, this may not be a weekly thing, but I'm going to try and start doing it more again. And now that I'm kind of getting to be back more to myself again. So with that, folks, we will see you over at Grant's show. And you know what? Give me a second. I'm going to throw the link into the chat for Grant's show here.
Usually we do, but I completely lost track of brains. I blame Joey. It's always Joey's fault. And we kept it kind of on the rails even tonight.
Yeah, oddly enough, we're losing our touch.
And we all need a break once in a while.
All right, there's the link to head over to watch Grant's show starting here in about 10 minutes, folks. With that, we will be back Wednesday night with Indie Cities Creatives at Play, and we will see you all then.
Good night.